For years, I have been living under a shadow that most people would find unimaginable. I have extensively documented and shared my experiences of being illegally monitored. My private life, my sanctuary, has been systematically invaded and exploited. This isn't a story from a dystopian novel. It is my reality happening right now in the UK. The perpetrators are not distant or anonymous figures. They are individuals connected to institutions that exist to uphold justice, privacy, and public trust, including elements within law enforcement and technology platforms. Instead, these actors appear to have exploited their positions and access to information to facilitate a prolonged campaign of surveillance and harassment spanning more than a decade. Evidence suggests that covert monitoring has taken place across multiple locations where I have lived, involving the suspected installation of hidden cameras used to record me without consent. Even in intimate settings, I believe that some of this material has been disseminated to others, including individuals known to me, and may have been circulated on adult or voyeuristic platforms, representing a severe breach of privacy and dignity. Efforts to report these violations have repeatedly met resistance. Complaints have been disregarded, mishandled, or followed by acts that appear retaliatory in nature, including renewed or escalated surveillance, even after seeking refuge aboard. Similar patterns emerged in Denmark. I again observed what appeared to be evidence of covert monitoring and the continued sharing of private materials, suggesting a network of influence that crosses borders and operates beyond legal accountability. I endure daily cyber stalking and racial and sexual harassment not only from the perpetrators themselves, but also from third parties they employ. I have been intimidated with imitation firearms when attempting to consult a lawyer, and lawyers and organizations have seemingly been influenced to deny me assistance. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of this ordeal is the apparent blocking of my access to legal avenues. Every attempt to seek legal counsel seems to be blocked. My online activities and communications appear to be constantly monitored illegally, preventing me from reaching out for help or receiving it. It feels as though an invisible wall has been erected around me, isolating me from any potential support. But what truly compels me to make this podcast, to lay bare this deeply painful experience, is the chilling realization that this abuse may now be extending to my daughter. There have been repeated hints, subtle and covert, suggesting that she too may become a target. The thought that an innocent young woman could be exploited, both through hidden cameras and through agents planted in her life to suppress information, manipulate, gaslight, stalk, and harass her, is utterly horrifying. There's something deeply disturbing about the way cruelty hides behind ordinary phrases. Some of the people who have taken part in the ongoing campaign of harassment and abuse against me are parents themselves. They have daughters, they have children who look up to them, and yet, despite knowing the innocence of a child, they have chosen to target mine, not out of misunderstanding, but out of deliberate malice. The hypocrisy is staggering. How can anyone who tucks their child into bed at night, who teaches them about kindness and empathy, take part in actions designed to traumatize another person's child? To retaliate through an innocent life is not just immoral, it is inhuman. This isn't just about me. It's about a sickness that runs deeper in our society, a willingness to dehumanize victims to the point where empathy disappears. When people can watch cruelty unfold and still go home to their families as if nothing happened, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of world are we building for the next generation? There is no justification, no ideology, no excuse that can make this right. The act of targeting a child to punish a parent reveals the true nature of this network, not as a system of power, but as a collapse of conscience. My daughter deserves safety, dignity, and peace, just like every child. And I will continue to fight for a world where people are held accountable, not only in courts, but in their own humanity. And yet, despite the gravity of these allegations, despite the clear and present danger, no one seems to step in. No one contacts human rights organizations, human rights lawyers, or journalists on my behalf. No one is actively working to stop these individuals. The silence, the inaction, the turning of a blind eye feels like complicity. How can people stand by when such profound violations of human rights are occurring, especially when an innocent third party, a young woman, is potentially at risk? The lack of empathy is staggering. To know that a young woman's life could be irrevocably damaged, her privacy shattered, her sense of safety destroyed, and for those who are aware to do nothing, is a profound moral failure. This podcast is not just a cry for help. It is an appeal to humanity. It is a plea for someone, anyone, to acknowledge the reality of what is happening and to act. It is a testament to the fact that even in the face of overwhelming power and systemic obstruction, the truth must be spoken. I am not asking for pity. I am asking for justice, for protection, and for an end to this nightmare.